The Baldoni, Blake Lively thing?
Bro, Blake Lively, talk about ruin your reputation, and Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, they f***ed up. Ryan's trying to get out of it now. He's trying to get out.
All right, let's dive into this wild Hollywood saga involving Justin Baldoni, Blake Lively, and Ryan Reynolds. It's a messy, sprawling tale that's got lawsuits, social media receipts, and Joe Rogan throwing gasoline on the fire. You've probably heard bits and pieces of it, but let's unpack the whole thing. What happened, when it started looking like Blake might be the aggressor, and how this could shake up some major careers. So, here's the backstory. Justin Baldoni bought the rights to It Ends With Us, a book tackling the heavy topic of domestic violence. He didn't just produce it, he directed it and starred as one of the leads. Then he brought Blake Lively on board to play his co-star, the other half of this intense story. Somewhere along the way, things went off the rails. According to Baldoni's side, Blake didn't just act in the movie, she tried to take it over, entirely. And not just the film, but the whole franchise, which Baldoni owns. That's where the drama kicks off. Now, you're asking when it clicked that Blake might be the one stirring the pot here. Was it when Baldoni fired back with his countersuit? When his team dropped that massive 170-page website with texts and evidence? Or was it right from the jump when the New York Times ran their story? For me, it's been a slow burn. I've always had a gut feeling about Blake Lively, and Taylor Swift too, for that matter. There's something about that polished, nice girl branding that's felt a little too perfect. Like it's hiding something. Maybe it's because she grew up with everything handed to her. Money, connections, the works. When you've never had to scrape by, sometimes you invent struggles just to feel something. So, I had her pegged as someone who might pull a power move like this, and when the receipts started dropping, it all started making sense. Let's rewind to how this blew up. Blake filed a complaint against Baldoni, alleging misconduct on set stuff. Like him showing up uninvited while she was breastfeeding and getting too touchy during scenes. Heavy accusations, especially in the post-Me Too era. But then, Baldoni didn't just sit there and take it. He hit back with a countersuit and, more importantly, evidence. His team launched a website, lawsuitinfo.com, packed with 224 pages of legal docs and 168 pages of texts, emails, and timelines. And those texts, they tell a different story. There's one where Blake's asking Justin to come to her trailer, casually chatting like they're buddies. Another shows her joking around, calling her banter flirty and yummy, saying it's her love language. Doesn't exactly scream, I'm uncomfortable with this guy, does it? That's when Joe Rogan enters the chat. On his podcast, he went full throttle, siding with Baldoni and tearing into Blake and Ryan Reynolds. He called them out for allegedly weaponizing the Me Too movement to tank Justin's career and steal his franchise. Rogan's take, Blake trashed her own reputation, and Ryan's in too deep to wiggle out now. He pointed to those texts, Blake inviting Justin into her space, then flipping it into a complaint, and said it's proof they thought no one would dare push back against A-listers like them. They never thought anybody was going to come out. With the receipts, Rogan said, because everyone's scared. Ryan's A-list, Blake's A-list, they're the king and queen of this town. But Justin didn't back down. He's suing the New York Times, too, claiming their reporting was sloppy and defamatory, and Rogan's cheering him on, comparing it to Johnny Depp standing up to Amber Heard. So when did it become clear Blake might be the aggressor? For some, it was the countersuit. Baldoni wasn't just defending himself, he was swinging back with hard evidence. For others, it was that website, where you can see the texts and timelines for yourself. But if you're like me, it started earlier. The Times piece felt off from the get-go, like it was too one-sided, too eager to paint Baldoni as the villain. Then, when Brian Friedman, Justin's lawyer, dropped all that documentation, it was undeniable. You read those exchanges and think, what kind of monster files a complaint like that and leaves out the context? It's not just sloppy, it's calculated. This isn't just gossip, though. It's a career-defining mess. Blake's built her brand on being the relatable, charming fashion darling. Think Age of Adeline, that gorgeous movie with Harrison Ford, she's magnetic in it. I've watched it from the 42nd minute onward at least 50 times, no exaggeration. But this drama, it's cracking that image wide open. Ryan, too, he's Deadpool, Hollywood's golden boy. Yet here he is, reportedly trying to duck out of the lawsuit, only to be told, nope, you're in this. Rogan's theory is they wanted to muscle Baldoni out of his own project, and when he fought back, they played the harassment card. If They'd won. Justin's dream of being a director, producer, actor could have been crushed, just like Depp's career nearly was. The fallout's already brutal. Blake's hair care line tanked. Retailers are pulling it, sales are nosediving, investors are bailing. Her cocktail brand might be next. Luxury fashion houses that used to build campaigns around her are ghosting. Ryan's still got Deadpool clout, but Marvel's reportedly twitchy. They're all about that squeaky clean image, and this mess doesn't fit. Insiders say they're not thrilled about Blake allegedly pushing for a Marvel role through Ryan's connections, using his pull to skip the audition line. If this keeps spiraling, don't be shocked if Marvel starts edging away from him. In Hollywood, it's not about talent, it's about power. Lose your influence, and you're done. Then, there's the PR war. Word is Blake's team kicked this off, leaking dirt on Justin to paint him as the bad guy. Her PR agent, Stephanie Jones, is in the crosshairs now. Court docs from Baldoni's side claim Stephanie's a loose cannon, tantrums, fake social media, accounts to troll ex-employees, even consulting a psychic to predict staff drama. One wild story? She allegedly swiped private info from an employee's phone and fed it to Blake, sparking this whole feud. Some think Stephanie convinced Blake that Justin was out to smear her, planting the seeds for the complaint. If that's true, was Blake the mastermind, or a pawn who got bad advice? Here's a twist. Some speculate Justin's team might be tossing Blake a lifeline. If she came out, apologized, and blamed Stephanie for misleading her, she could save face, and Justin gets vindicated. Risky move, but it tracks. Hollywood loves a redemption arc. Problem is, Blake's gone radio silent, no Instagram, no interviews, nothing. Ryan's still out there, doing press, but his charm's off. Smiles forced, jokes flat. Their usual PR playbook, cute couple vibes, family-friendly sound bites, isn't working. The blogs that used to fawn over them, crickets. The internet's not letting up either. Fans are in detective mode, digging up old interviews, dissecting every move. At the A Simple Favors sequel premiere, Blake showed up solo, Ryan nowhere in sight. Normally, that's no big deal, but the vibe was icy. The crowd wasn't buzzing, co-stars kept their distance, and someone even held a justice for Justin. Baldoni, sign outside. That's when it hit. Blake's shine is fading. Hollywood's a machine. Once the cracks show, they spread fast. Legally, this is far from over. The trial's set for March 2026, and Baldoni's not just fighting Blake, he's taking on the Times, arguing they're reporting mixed facts with hyperbolic opinion and calling it fair journalism. He's got a shot, too. The Depp case showed you can win these battles with enough evidence. Speaking of evidence, those texts are damning. Blake's spicy and playfully bold messages don't jive with her claims of discomfort. Justin's team even released raw footage from a scene she said he mishandled. Turns out they're chatting, like pros. No sign of the creepiness she alleged. Her lawyers fired back, saying the video proves her point, but it's a stretch. What's crazy is how fast this unraveled. 1 minute, Blake and Ryan are untouchable. Next, they're scrambling. Marvel rumors are swelling. Did Blake lean on Ryan to snag her a role? Did they flex too hard and piss off the wrong people? Joe Rogan's not helping, hinting at shady. MCU casting and keeping the heat on. Ryan's team's reportedly freaking out, trying to gauge if Joe's got more to say. If he does, and he's got receipts, this could tank Ryan's superhero run. In the end, this isn't about who's right. It's about who keeps their grip on Hollywood. Blake's falling out of favor, Ryan's image is wobbling, and Justin's playing hardball. If Blake was a pawn, manipulated by a rogue PR team, she's got a narrow window to flip the script. If not, she and Ryan might fade into that quiet. Hollywood limbo where the calls stop, the invites dry up, and the machine moves on. Either way, this saga's a stark reminder. In this town, power's everything. And once it's gone, so are you.